Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. If you're having a bad day, hopefully you'll join us and have a laugh or two. Got my right hand man with me today, Big Pat Sports Talk. Big Pat, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Beautiful, beautiful. Got a little bit of combine here going on right now. It's not much of anything as far as the players, as this is more the podium for the GMs, the coaches, interviews. Now, the Giants have caught Kyle Rudolph. The Giants have caught Booker. More cuts are coming on the way. We found out that the Giants' asking price for Barkley is a number one.
I
Uh,
told people. I
yeah,
told people that they was gonna ask for number one.
you can't give away Barkley on the cheap, and if you can't get what you're asking, or even close to what you're asking, he's not going to be traded. And people just took
Right.
it wrong.
He'll be here.
You know,
Yeah, they're not gonna give the guy up for peanuts. And like I said, only team I can see giving up a number one pick for Barkley is if the 49ers get a number one pick for Garoppolo. They could probably turn around and use that on Barkley, who knows? And maybe the Bills, teams that are feel that they're a player away from reaching their goal.
yes. Those are more of the teams that are looking. And um I mean, my God, I mean, what's going on with Green Bay right now? Could Green Bay be in the mix for this? I mean, you put Barkley and Adams and Rodgers in the same. Well, hey, look at that. We got some celebrities popping in here. Look at this, Pest, my guy. How you
What's
doing?
going on, Pess?
Yes, we're just a little bit of news breaking. I figured, what the hell? I'd go the hit squad, my guy, Jared. What's good? Taj, man, he's always here. So same with Neymar, man. You guys are phenomenal. Like I said at the beginning, man, and I tweeted it out, man. Come for a laugh and stay for some sports talk, because that's what today's going to be. Kansas City. There's a good point, Mike. Thank you. Yes, Kansas City. That could be
Look,
interesting.
mm-hmm. Looks like right now they got Packers coach at the podium. I think that's either the GM or the coach right there. I always
Yeah,
get those
that's
two confused.
that's a coach. That's LaFleur.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big thing. Kyler Murray is still, up in the air. Did you see the
Uh,
thing that he put out?
no, I did not. But I heard it was a report that he wanted to get paid upwards of $50 to $60 million a year.
Yes. I don't understand where his leverage or what he's thinking about with that, but
Um.
a sports agent is the guy that represents you, right, Pat? I mean, you're
hmm
involved into this aspect of it.
what's happening right now? I think no offense, but I think he's a little butthurt. And what I mean by that is a lot of people came down for him for his performance in the playoffs against the Rams. And let's be honest with you, it was terrible. His performance in the playoffs was terrible. Hall of Famer Warren Sapp said that he didn't look like an NFL quarterback ready for the playoffs. And that's a Hall of Famer saying that. And Warren Sapp is one of the most known when it comes to basing a player off greatness. I love his take on what is a great player. What has he done that's great? Like he was killed for saying OBJ wasn't great at the time he was here with the Giants when he was making
You're
all those
right.
splash plays, and he was like, "What makes him great?" He says, "I beg you to tell me what makes him great." He says, "Are the Giants playing great? Is he playing great in the playoffs? What has he done that's great?" And then that was on an interview with DJ Vlad, and then Vlad said he signed a $95 million contract. So he flipped on it. He said, "Oh, so the money makes you great."
Right.
And then they got back into banter. He was like, "Man, tell me what makes the player great." And so this might be a situation where Kyler Murray is a little butthurt, and he wants to stick it to the franchise. To be honest with you, he wants to stick it to him a little bit. His contract is due coming up, and I think a year after this year, they will have to sign him to his fifth-year option after this year if they don't
Yep.
give him a full contract. And he's asking for $50 to $60 million a year. And be honest with you, that's what's going to be the quarterback market. That's going to be the market in about 2 to 3 years when this $1 billion contract start kicking in for the NFL.
Yeah, the Bradbury news is BS. Somebody's just out there because I clicked on it. And they're like, "What's your source?" And the guy's like, "Your mama." And I'm like, "Okay, I know where that's going."
Yeah, I think they're gonna cut Bradbury, or they may trade him. He's the candidate to be. He has value as well to be in his.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I do know the Giants interviewed a few people last night.
They went to Kenny Pickett. They're going to be interviewing. They're going to do their due diligence,
right?
Folks. They're going to do their due diligence on these quarterbacks. They're going to find the ins and outs if they feel that one of these quarterbacks could be in the future.
Thank you for joining.
You never know. You never know. Doja, what's going on? But the whole Kyler Murray situation, man. Now, the only thing that he had in his back pocket was taken away because now the MLB has suspended the whole MLB season. So, he's a baseball player. So he could have said, well, I'll go play baseball. Well, you can't do that now because there's no baseball season. And they're having major problems in the MLB.
Bobby.
What's going on, Bobby Murphy?
I saw that it was on Twitter.
But I don't think Bradbury is going to take a pay cut to stay. I believe they'll figure out a trade option if he does not take a pay cut because they do not want to restructure contracts as well. He's came out and said that he prefers not to restructure contracts.
We might open up the lines here in a little bit. We just went live here to because like I said, Rudolph got caught. There's some breaking news that's been happening. We're waiting for some other stuff that's been happening. It's just a lot of interviews going on, but
I told everybody that Booker was going to get cut. I knew Booker was going to get cut.
Yep.
Look for Slayton to be cut because the only way you can save money on Slayton without cutting him is to give him an extension, and he has not earned that at all. So look for Slayton to be cut. Look for Riley Dixon to be cut probably today, more than likely. The obvious people are probably going to be cut today.
Bologna. It's smelling like Bologna, hot dog water, whatever it is, right? PTA. Yeah, he's good shit, though. He's a good shit. Check the Art Stapleton tweet. Okay, Mike, let me.
Yeah, I don't even know if I follow Art Stapleton.
Who do I follow? I mean, I tell you God's honest truth. I am not the guy to ask this, but I follow so many different people that if it's Giants related.
Yeah.
A lot of it is friends or people that come into the chat is a lot of who I follow because like Taj, he's always dropping this man right here. This man is
Taj,
always dropping gems.
Taj
I don't think this kid sleeps. Right. Mike, this guy right here, he's another good one for dropping some gems. He pays a lot of attention to what's going on when he has time.
Oh, I think he's talking about that the Giants are interviewing a lot of tight ends right now.
Oh, okay.
They interviewed Trey McBride, Greg Deloach from UCLA. We're going to take a tight end in this draft, people. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know if they're going to take him in the second or the third.
Man, listen, I get it that, everyone was laughing at me, but I was dead serious when we first started doing mock drafts, take 2 tight ends.
Oh, me too.
But I got killed for it. But
I was saying take 1 in the third and the fourth, to be honest with you. Or take both your 4th round picks and get 2 tight ends.
Right.
I think that will help out Daniel. I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
I think that shows that how that spot's been neglected for the last couple of years. Because the only guy we've got is Evan Ingram, and before that, who was it? Can you all tell me the tight end we had before Evan Ingram?
What's the dude name? Number 84 that kept flipping on his neck all the damn time.
Right, but I just for the chat, I'm sorry, guys, I can't do it. I can't name you the tight end that was here before Evan Ingram.
What was his name?
Kevin
I can't
Boss?
think of it.
No, it wasn't Kevin Boss.
No, Larry Donnell and Will Tye. There you go.
Yes, Will Tye and Larry. Yeah, but see how bad did you? You're like, oh my god, brain fart. I know exactly what y'all were thinking. It's like, oh my god, yeah, that's how bad we've been for the last couple of years. And then Martellus Bennett.
Yeah, Martellus Bennett was here.
Yep.
He was here for like a year, and then he got big money with the Patriots.
And he is. That. But me and Pat have gone on the shows here. It said, you tell me one really good quarterback did not have a phenomenal, a really good tight end. He'd make a play when he had to make a play. Just about every good quarterback out there had that one tight end that he could rely on. He could count on. He was always there. We do not have that. We have not had that.
Jay Lay so far has been Rudolph and Booker have been cut.
Pickett, a lot of people like Pickett. I'm not. I would like Kenny Pickett here. I'm not gonna lie. That will be cuts. Yeah, I think Slayton might get cut too.
I mean, he's $2.5 million on the book, so we save $2.5 million if we cut him. And I mean, do you see a future? What's going on, Nikki? Good to see you.
Nikki's in.
Do you see a future with Slayton? If you don't, you might as well get that $2.5 million right now. There's no use of keeping almost $3 million on the books if you're not going to play him.
Right.
That $2.5 million can be used to sign you a veteran receiver for veteran minimum or something that could turn out to be a little bit better than what he does. Or that could be used for draft picks.
I was just going to say that he's a 5th round pick. If I give a 5th round pick for him again, I'd take it.
Right.
Get me more capital, because I have seen a lot of these experts. The value of this draft is in the 2nd and 4th through 4th rounds. The 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th is where you want to have a lot of picks. So, and I see the Jaguars finally said that they're looking to trade the first number 1 overall pick, but I don't think anybody's going to bite on that. So I think
nobody's going to trade it. Yeah, nobody in this draft is worth trading up to the number 1 pick. I'm just going to be honest with you, because usually if you trade up to the number 1 pick, it's for what? Your franchise quarterback. And I don't think there's a franchise quarterback in this draft that's worth going all the way up to number 1. You know how much you're going to have to give up to get the number 1 pick? Even the number 2 pick has to give up multiple first-round picks just to get to the number 1 pick. So imagine if Pittsburgh wanted to go up to the number 1 pick from 20. They might not have a first-round pick to 2025, 26.
Right.
Go ahead, Joe.
I don't know if Galladay and John Ross are going to return. I did not know this. Pat told me about it. But if Kenny Galladay's post or a pre-June 1st cut, we save $8 million off of him.
Yeah, post-June cut. That means you won't get the cap room until after June.
Right.
But you save like $8 million, which is crazy. I didn't know that.
I didn't either. So there is a way to say this cap thing, man. This is the most complicated part of the NFL.
I think we go to free agency to get it back up, running back again. They already brought the Williams guy over from Buffalo already. That was a backup over there in Buffalo.
That's right. We did sign him when we signed the punter, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I forgot about that. I did. Good point.
So, I mean, that's why they're putting a first-round tender on Barkley. The only way they're going to give up on Barkley is if they get good shit in return. So if somebody offers us a first-round pick for Barkley, you don't think those guys are going to look at that and be like, that's another first-round pick they can use to get what they need to get. What if Kenyon Green or somebody is right there at the number 30 pick if the Bills give us a first-round pick? What if Christian Harris is right there? Shit. What if N'Kobe Dean somehow falls to the number 30 pick? We get $5.5 million for cutting Rudolph, Jared.
That's the one I want right there.
Bobby Murphy asked, "What free agent O lineman are you guys interested in?" I'm interested in that center from the Raiders. To be honest with you,
Oh,
if we can get him, we can fill the rest of that offensive line out. But if we got a center that's a veteran center that knows how to play the position and can be way better than what Billy Price was doing, we might be able to survive if Skura or somebody comes back, because we got a new offensive line coach. So let's see what he could get out those guys. But we definitely need center and right tackle for sure.
Right. I think we saved $6.5 million by cutting Rudolph.
It's either 5.5 or 6.5.
Something like that, yes. So we do save a little bit there. It's definitely surprised me to see cuts already. We haven't even gotten into the combine yet, the workouts or anything. So, man, I tell you, you guys wanted this blown up. I mean, Shane and Dabble and everybody, they're on the ball. They're definitely not slacking. They're doing what they said they were going to do. They want cap room. They want space. They want to get some people in here.
If we cut Caden Smith, for sure we might go 2 tight ends in this draft. If we cut Caden Smith, if we don't sign one of these veterans, and people like Njoku is getting offered over $10 million a year,
right?
So if Njoku's getting over $10 million a year, I mean, somebody like Torben or somebody, they're going to be asking for $6 to $7 million a year. And I don't think we're going to sign a tight end for over what we got back for Rudolph, which we got $5.5 million back for Rudolph. So who are we going to sign that's a good tight end in free agency if for only $5.5 million or less?
$5 million with 2.4 dead cap for Rudolph. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is just it. The workouts will start tomorrow at 4:00. We'll be on Big Pat's channel tomorrow for that one, for the first one. And then they're running till 11:00 at night. So they're actually doing it different, because it used to be in the morning and in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they're doing it so that people can come home from work and watch it a little bit after, they're going to start televising this because they got new contracts. This is where the NFL's getting most of their money from. The television contract deals that they signed. The combine deals. That's why the combine, which has always been held in Indianapolis because it's the most centralized location, indoors, warm facility, climate controlled.
Yep.
Because of the contracts, the NFL, the owners are like, well, I want some of that money. So Jerry Jones decided he was going to chirp a little bit. Now they're going to have it to where it's at other stadiums. Everyone's going to get a shot at the pie. So that's what's going on with all everything with this being moved and everything. Because, my God, I mean, there was a day wouldn't even get televised. You had to read about it in a newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jay Lay, that's going to be hard if he's not here.
Right.
Because if Njoku can command $10 million a year, I'm quite sure Evan Ingram can command $10 million a year as well.
It'll be on the NFL Network.
Yep.
That's just like Thursday Night Football next year will be on Amazon Prime Television.
Man, that's going to suck.
I know it is. Why?
That guy from Amazon getting his hands on everything.
Jeff Bezos, yes.
Yeah.
And the worst part is he was going to pay Sean McVay $100 million just to call games.
Yep.
$100 million freaking dollars. Get out of here.
Yeah, if we cut Caden Smith, that means we don't have a tight end on this roster.
Right.
And if we don't have a tight end on this roster going into the draft, we're taking 2 tight ends, one high, one low.
Oh, Bobby with a great point.
He says, what do you guys think of certain coaching staffs not attending the combine? said time better spent at their facilities. Do you guys agree? Just depends on the system that you have set up. If you have a great system set up to where you can study these guys and you base it off film instead of going to the combine, I'm not mad at that, because nothing that you do in the combine can tell you better about a player than the all 22 film. They can test good all they want to. He can run a 4.1. But if you see on film that he's playing at like a 4.7 level because he doesn't know how to run routes and he doesn't know the playbook and everything, and you see that on film, that tells you a whole lot. See, a lot of people, a lot of these guys are going to make a lot of money within these next couple of days doing 40 times.
Yes.
40 times get you up there. You could be an undrafted player, but you go to that combine and you run a 4.22, you could go from undrafted to the third round.
Right.
Just by running a good 40.
John Ross, he went from the third round to the first round. The Bengals took him.
Yep. And what was it? Number 8?
Yeah. No other cuts yet. That's why I went live, because we did have a couple of cuts, and I wasn't sure. Usually when you hear of 1 or 2, there's more right behind the way. I figured I'd go live for a little bit.
Probably just ain't announced them yet.
Right. You know, just to play devil's advocate, though, here for Bobby's comment. Now, you're absolutely right that your all 22 game film is going to show the person more. But when you're not there to interview that person,
yeah,
you know, I mean, eyesight, eye contact tells a lot. Their posture tells a lot. You know, can you really tell if their head and their heart are into football? You know, because I look at some of these interviews these guys go through. I mean, even the shows on NFL Network and ESPN, like the Quarterback Clinic, where Mariucci will tell one of these kids coming out of college, he'll draw XY2Z banana. You know, and then he'll talk to him a little bit, and then he'll say, go up to the board and draw it. All right, so that's the only thing I think that they're missing out on is you're missing out on that personal contact, which can make or break some of these kids coming out of college as to whether they're a first or a third round pick.
It actually can. I'm a person like that too. I want to talk to the person face to face. I know Bobby Murphy makes another good point. They could do virtual interviews.
They could.
I think a face-to-face interview is way better than a virtual interview. Because you get to read mannerisms, you get to read the person, you can tell by their body language, how they talk, if they can be a leader or not. I think face-to-face interviews, if you take them seriously, is probably one of the best evaluators of talent. Face-to-face interviews.
I mean, come on, Pat. I know we've been into the workforce long enough where we sat in interviews and we've all had that one question that makes us jump back. It's like, why would you ask that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then all of a sudden, okay, now I get why you're trying to ask that question. You're trying to surprise me. Well, guess what? I'm prepared for it.
Right.
You know, I mean, these guys with their analytics and everything, they've done this for 20 plus years. They know exactly what they're doing when it comes to these interviews and the questions they ask. And, well, who the hell was it? Deion Sanders? He says the Giants were picking 20th the year he came out from Florida. He's like, man, they wanted him to do like a 200 question summary or something like that. They threw the paper back at him. Says, man, you guys are picking 20th. You ain't no A&L. You guys are coming up to get me. I ain't doing this crap.
Right.
You know,
it's a waste of my time.
Right. So there again, okay. We all know how great Deion Sanders was. But, you know, he could have been a Giant, but because he wouldn't do that, we'll never know if the Giants were going to trade up. I don't know. But that's the type of opportunities that you lose out on when you come across that way.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I'll take it now. I'm kind of hungry. I didn't expect you to be home at 2:30, woman.
Not my fault that the ammo department decided to spring a leak.
Ammo department decided to spring a leak?
Yeah.
What?
Gas leak.
Gas leak? Woohoo! Crossman going to go boom. White got sent home early from a gas leak. Wow. John Dodson, Penn State will run the fastest 40. Route running and hands that get him drafted in the. Man, I
will
see
say
everybody
this.
got him in the 3rd round. Go ahead.
I will say this. If the Giants took him in the 2nd round, I would have to consider that to be a pretty good pick because I think that kid's route running is underrated. And if you put him in a good system, which I think this system will be a good system for someone like him because he could do everything Slayton do and route run, and he's faster. And I think he's 6 foot or 6 foot
This
1.
kid's got a set of hands, and oh my God, if he doesn't go in the 1st and he's in the 2nd, to me that's going to be like Ojulari and McKinney dropping in the 2nd to us. Jesus, this kid's going to be a dynamic playmaker. Mike turned me on to him. You watch this kid go out there, run routes, and make catches. He high points the ball beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
One-handed catch. He's always focused. He gets separation. This kid's going to be dynamite in a bottle. I think the only thing that's hindering him is he's only 6 foot.
Yeah, Jahan Dotson's going to be a good one. Not going to lie.
Nope, I don't think he's making any decisions either. I think he's learned his lesson. Somebody swatted his hands. I think John Mara's learned his lesson, Pat. At least so far that we're seeing.
Yeah, so far so good for John Mara. And I'm going to be one of the first ones to give him his props for changing.
Yes, it's
hard to change. And like I said, I don't know if he was threatened or if this was just him doing it by himself. I don't know, but it happened. So
I
think the guy is changing. I think he's letting these guys do what they're paid here to do. Charles Cross, Ash at 7. Is that a reach? I don't know. It's because of us. If we take him, I don't think that's a reach for us.
But the experts might consider it one. Whereas, if we traded down to 9 or 10 or 11.
But the issue is you can always say that, but somebody has to be willing to trade.
Right. I know. That's the problem. I get it.
So if nobody's willing to trade and we take him at 7 because we don't believe that he's not going to get out the 1st round.
Right.
Is that a reach?
Check Giants
I don't know.
Twitter.
Check Giants Twitter. I don't even think I follow the New York Giants Twitter page, to be honest with you.
I didn't get any notifications from them.
Yeah, I didn't get anything from
I know I follow them.
Yeah, the only thing I see is they release Kyle Rudolph and Booker. That's the only thing that's appeared.
Right. Oh, it's about Rudolph and Booker? Okay. Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, saw that.
Dan Duggan and all of them are coming through. Yeah, 3 hours ago. Pat Leonard, 21. I hate that guy. I do.
Right. He says, let's say Akeem and Neal go before 5 and we're stuck at 7 and we take Thibodeau at 5. Who do y'all want at 7? It just depends. If it's between Cross and Lloyd, I have to see what we do in free agency. Because I will say this. Let's say we do get a center and a guard in free agency. This tackle class after Cross, man, is up in the air, bro.
But the interior linemen in the 3rd and 4th round, there's going to be
are very good.
Yes.
But we need a right tackle. If we don't get a right tackle in free agency, who we going to put out there? Cunningham?
Right.
So say if you get that center from the Raiders and you get a guard in free agency, I will seriously have to consider taking Cross at 7 and getting a guard or something like in the 3rd or the 4th round. And then that could be a starting line right there. But if you get Thibodeau and Lloyd on this defense, man. Lord have mercy, somebody better watch out.
I will stand behind what I said. If you want the top pass rusher in this draft, that's Kayvon Thibodeau. He's the number one edge pass rusher in this draft. If you want multi-purpose, I got to go Hutchinson 1A, Karlaftis 1B. And then Thibodeau, because Thibodeau does have to work on his run game a little bit. He gets washed out of the run a little bit too easy. But if you get Karlaftis, you're going to have a pass rusher. That's what he's going to come in and do. Third down, pass rush.
You mean Thibodeau?
Or Thibodeau, yeah, thank you. Where Karlaftis, he's just a little bit better against the RPO and the run. And we know Hutchinson's a little bit better.
And people keep poo-pooing Hutchinson. I keep people saying that he doesn't have bend off the edge. This guy got 66 quarterback pressures and 14 sacks.
Right.
Where do you see not good edge rush capability at? That's what I want to say. You said,
go ahead.
This is a
Pat.
good one too.
Yeah,
He says I keep hearing the comment rocket arm comparing Matt Corral's arm to Herbert, etc. What do you guys think? I think that's the media doing their job hyping up these quarterbacks. No quarterback in this draft has anything compared to Justin Herbert's arm.
Man, I think just some smoke's getting blown up some people's wazoo. That's what I think's happening.
So what if the NFL, let's say this, what if the NFL draft really took these quarterbacks to what they really are and none of these quarterbacks go in the first round? Like it's really how it's supposed to be honest with you.
Oh,
I think the only first round talent in this draft is Kenny Pickett. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not saying the other quarterbacks are terrible, but they're not on that level. What would that do for ratings if no quarterback goes in the first round? Think about that as well. I'm not saying the ratings will drop. I'm not saying the ratings will go up. I'm just saying something's going to happen with the ratings if no quarterback is taken in the first round. When has that ever happened? Like, when has that ever happened when no quarterback is taken in the first round? I don't think that's ever happened.
No. I mean, at least one quarterback was taken. It might have been, 8, 9, 10 or something, but Traylon Burks.
If we take Traylon Burks in the first round, I think Galladay is gone.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be honest with you. That kid is better than Galladay right now. I'm not going to lie with you.
Man, there's so many ways we can go, and there's not really. This is the first year where, my God, I mean, we were even discussing Kenny Pickett last night, Pat. Nobody was really getting blown off the, like no fucking way, Nobody was getting really super sensitive to even grabbing him.
I mean, because shit.
That's how bad we are.
Right. Like any pick is good, I guess, huh?
Right.
But Traylon Burks might be an Eagle, Bobby Murphy. I'm not going to lie if they're smart. If they're smart, Traylon Burks might be an Eagle. With 3 first-round picks, you guys got a chance to get 3 impact players, especially if some people fall. I can see you guys getting Linderbaum to replace Kelsey as well.
Didn't they just get a center? Or no, that was Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas just drafted Biotish from Wisconsin last year.
That's it. Yeah.
And he didn't look too hot when he was in there.
Yeah, all these teams are going to meet with the quarterbacks and do their due diligence.
Yeah, they got to.
Right.
That doesn't mean anything. But, hey, the media play it up like it does. So, yeah, y'all do, Bobby Murphy. And Traylon Burks will be an excellent compliment to Devontae Smith. I'm not going to lie to you.
Right.
That kid's a beast, man.
Well, and then I see you guys want. Oh crap! What's his name out of Atlanta?
Oh, Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley.
Hey, I give up a first for Ridley.
Right.
That him and Devontae Smith. Oh
Right.
man, that would be vicious. Then draft Burks. What a trio.
Right. Right.
Because
Plus with the
Burks is
running
gonna
back
be
you
that big
got.
dude over the middle, man. You're not gonna want to tackle that guy too much, man.
Right.
And he's way better than some damn Drake London. I don't know what this fascination is.
I
For
threw
Drake
out
London.
an invite. What's good, Hit Squad? I
What
wanted
is
to get your
going
take
on,
on, man. There's a lot of interesting things going on.
For sure, man. For
Oh,
sure.
no, hit.
But what's going on, Big Pat? I want to stop by, show some love. Look, man, I'll tell you one thing. I played with Calvin Ridley. I talk about this all the time, bro. He went to my high school. This kid was, to this day, the swiftiest person I've seen on the field, the fastest person I've seen on the field. Obviously, in the big leagues, it's different, but Calvin Ridley's a beast, dog. I don't know about a first, but I definitely would send a second because I know the kind of player I'm gonna get with Calvin Ridley. Unfortunately, it didn't work out with Atlanta. But if we're talking about the roster cuts today, man, I think the cuts that we all kind of knew were going to happen. And I agree with what y'all was saying earlier. I think that there's more cuts. We're just kind of waiting for them to announce it as the day goes on. But I mean, it's gonna be very interesting to see now how we're gonna approach the draft because we may need two tight ends. I know that I've been saying, I know y'all been saying it, for a while now that we may need two tight ends in this draft. And I think it's looking likely, man. I don't see us going out and signing one of those big free agent tight ends, man. If anything, it might be a third string or a second string player on another team that maybe gets cut that we pick up and bring in, but I don't see us making a big splash like that. But I wouldn't be shocked either. I mean, if they trade that second round pick, maybe get some more capital, and they go and select a player in the late second rounds, maybe even early third at the tight end position, because DJ is going to need that, or whoever you put at that quarterback position, they're going to need that.
For sure. I mean, tight end is a quarterback's best friend, man.
Absolutely.
You need to get those chains moved. You need something to happen in the red zone. Man, look. Dan Jones has never had that.
Mm-hmm.
He's never had that since he's been here. He's never had that. So who knows, man? If we cut Smith, Rudolph, and let Ingram
good,
walk,
Mac?
we're gonna have to get what's going on, Matt. We're gonna have to get 2 or 3 tight ends. So I'm looking for us to draft 2. To be honest with you, and create a system where Daniel Jones could work that middle of the field and throw that ball deep.
Belichick did it in New England. Hernandez and Gronkowski.
Yep.
Yep.
And everybody called him an idiot when he did that. Like
Right.
everybody called him an idiot.
I didn't even agree with that at the time either, because I thought Aaron Hernandez was a pretty solid player.
Right.
I know he was. I'm a Florida Gator fan. That dude was off the chain at Florida. And when they drafted Gronk, I didn't know too much about Gronk, but when I went back and did film study, I was like, shit, they got 2 studs at the tight end. I was like, no wonder they took these 2 dudes.
Right.
And it worked out just exactly how I thought they were going to do it. It worked out.
All right, Mike, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it.
But let me ask y'all something. I mean, obviously, I think, Riggs is gone. I think we can all agree with that. While I want, to bring back John Ross, he ain't guaranteed. I mean, do you see them taking a receiver early? In the third round, maybe if they trade back in the second, they get another second, because our second is pretty high up there. It's a 36 pick. So a player may fall that a team may want to trade up for. I mean, do you see them maybe looking at that receiver position towards the later half of the second, early third round?
Yes.
I see it too.
I want them to look at the same way they looked at McKinney and Ojulari. If that guy falls and they think they can get him, you let him fall, you grab him. That's your value.
You collect more capital.
Right. Let the draft come to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worked out both times too.
Right. So
Right.
that's why I say I like what this regime's doing. They're looking to trade. They're looking to make a deal, but they're not going to do it for peanuts. And it has to be to their benefit. So, when you're holding all the power and everything, yeah, well, hook it up. My wife got an Xbox One S. Now she's all excited.
Sheesh.
Xbox S, yes.
There's a difference.
Yeah,
Joe.
there is. You know what? I video game and I don't know the difference. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of screwed.
I've never been an Xbox person. I've always been a Sony person. But
PlayStation. Yeah, me too.
I definitely understand what you mean, Joe.
Well, my wife likes the Xbox because you can get more of the puzzle games.
Oh, she
Whereas
likes playing puzzle games.
Yes, she likes the
Okay.
puzzle games. She'll play that. Goddamn, what the hell's that? Among Us. Oh, she loves playing Among Us, but she doesn't play any
the game's
first shooter
fun.
games because she
It
gets
is.
motion sickness.
It is. And you know what? I get that too. Shoot. Neymar
Yes.
says we need to cut wide receivers. I agree with you, man. I think Slayton, a lot of
Team
people
Xbox.
aren't really talking about it, but I think he's gone, man.
I think he's
think he's
gone
gone.
too.
There ain't no outside of his speed and him being here for the time that he's been here, there ain't really no real reason to keep the kid, considering the fact that you could get $2 million off the books too, right there, because his contract ain't guaranteed.
Right. Yeah,
Actually,
he
it's
hit that bonus.
$2.5 million. So if we penny pitching, I'm just saying.
I don't know, man. I'm starting to like this Jahan Dotson kid more and more. I think he's gonna go in the first though. But if he did fall to the second, I wouldn't be mad if the Giants took him.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I wouldn't be upset with that either, man. I mean, there's some nice receivers in this draft, some really nice receivers, and as much as I love KT and I love Kenny Galladay, I mean, we
Sure.
need another weapon on that field, and a weapon. I hate saying this, but a weapon that can stay healthy, because
Right.
Galladay gonna deal with that hip. He's been dealing with that hip since Detroit. Kadarius Toney, he's been injured, and he kind of dealt with that a little bit in college. So, I mean, I just feel like I wouldn't be shocked if we took one in the second. Where we're all thinking offensive guard, or maybe even a linebacker at that position, depending how the draft goes. But I can
Man,
see it.
don't be surprised if they run like 3 linemen in between the 3rd and 4th and 5th rounds. Don't
I
be
can see that.
surprised. Because I think we got 2 4th rounders. Or is it 2 3rds and 2 5ths?
2/3, a fourth, and I believe 2/5. Actually,
Yeah, so we got 5 picks in between there. Don't be surprised if we use 3 of those picks on linemen between the 3rd and 5th round, but take best player available through the 1st and 2nd round, which
I
would
could
be smart.
absolutely.
Which
Yeah.
would be smart
Mm-hmm.
because if you can hit on 1 or 2 of those linemen, and then you got 3 players that are elite talents.
Right.
I'm telling you, that's how you build a team, man.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how you build a team. You don't go in the draft just for saying, "Oh, I need a right tackle, so I got to take a right tackle with my 1st round pick." No, that could get you messed up.
Yeah. And who knows how the grades that they have on these players.
But
So what if we did get a Thibodeau, a Lloyd, and a Dotson with the first 3 picks?
Ain't no one gonna complain. You're gonna have people complain, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, I
complain.
mean, you're gonna have people
Yeah.
go nuts. We didn't take we didn't take a lineman in the first 2 rounds.
right.
Get rid
Right.
of them. They're so stupid. But between the 3rd and 5th round, which we got 5 picks, we used 3 on them on offensive linemen. And then those top 3 players turn out to be very good. Shit, what a draft.
Yeah. We need
You
impact
got your
players
2
right
staples on defense, and you got you a legit receiver that can stay healthy, that can run any route, that can go up to the top and get it. He's just 6 foot, but you got a weapon.
Well,
for
what
Daniel
position?
Jones.
What position in this draft? Because this draft is probably the most complete draft I've seen in a long time. Whereas quality linebacker, edge rusher, a tackle, a
Guards.
center, tight ends.
Mhm.
There's tight ends that could be 1st round picks, late 1st rounds. But if their stock goes up, they could be a late 1st round pick. Guards, the whole draft. if I'm looking at this draft, what is the one position that I'm always looking for? Usually left tackle. Thank God we got Andrew Thomas.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now what's the next position that's the hardest to always find for? You know, I guess that would be the smartest thing to do into this draft when you're holding 2 top 10 picks, or would you guys disagree?
No, I
No, that's probably
agree. That's a great point.
smartest thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great point. Like I said, if Thibodeau falls at 5, and if you think Cross is not it, because he did play left tackle at Mississippi State. If you don't think he can convert to right tackle, you take Lloyd right there, in my opinion.
And
then, like I said, go ahead.
No. Continue. My bad.
And like I said, if somebody like Jahan Dotson falls to the second round, and you know that he wasn't supposed to be there, but for some strange reason, a team took somebody else instead of him, and he dropped. If you get those 3 players, and then you got 5 picks between the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds, and if you need offensive linemen, you can get those offensive linemen. And we have people that are proven to hit consistently.
Yes.
On offensive linemen between those rounds. 2 GMs, our assistant GM and our main GM, have done it. The Eagles have one of the top offensive lines. They don't have too many first-round picks on that line.
Y'all saw that running game?
Yeah, shit. The high pick that they did use for I forget the right guard's name. He stayed hurt. So the high pick they used is the only one that didn't turn out.
Mm-hmm.
But he was good when he played, but he never played. But other than that, it was 6th round pick, 4th round pick, 3rd round pick. I think Kelsey was a 2nd round pick.
7th round pick, Mulata.
Yeah.
And I'll say this much, man. I mean, when you really think about it, like, this is a great time to bring in, fresh eyes and really quality. I really want to go on a limb and say quality personnel that have a proven track record of what they do. You got 9 picks, possibly even more if they trade back. I mean, and I feel like it's not smoke. I feel like he's just kind of being honest with the fans. I don't think it's going to be this full rebuild that a lot of fans think that this is going to be. I really feel that they're going to go best player available. And then you look at, the 3rd, to 5th round, like you said, Pat, you get your offensive lineman. I mean, if they're going to clear 40 million, best believe, they're going to look to go, get a player in free agency for the offensive line. And I just to address Neymar's comment about getting rid of Galladay, I know that, he was injured last year. I know that he kind of quit, towards the later half of the season. While I don't want my players to quit, in this one situation, I kind of get it because we weren't really scoring. We weren't extending the field that much with either of our quarterbacks. So especially towards, the Jake Fromm and Mike Glennon part of the season. But dude, Kenny Galladay is a beast. That guy is a beast. I'm telling you.
He is.
I'm telling you, and I'm very excited to see what Kafka and Dable are going to scheme up for players like Kadarius Toney and Kenny Galladay, and the tight end position, whoever we bring in. Because Kenny Galladay, he's one of those players that he demands attention. You want to put him one-on-one, that's fine. He'll moss you up.
Right.
He got some speed to him too. I mean, he's not the best route runner, but damn it, he got some speed to him. And don't even get me started with Kadarius Toney.
Right.
So I think this is a perfect draft, man, to where, I know that DJ got that giant question mark on him, but for now, go address the other holes, which you can because it's deep at a lot of positions that we need, whether that's corner, whether that's safety, whether that's guard, offensive tackle, linebacker, edge rusher. This, for me, is a very, very important draft to address the positions that we need.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, shit, that safety from Notre Dame comes into play too. I'm telling you.
I agree. A
lot of people consider him the best player in this draft, and he's there at number 5.
Man,
shit. Him and Xavier McKinney.
Oh,
look,
I am telling you guys right now. It happens every year, fellas.
Yep.
Every year, somebody that we expect to go in the top 5, top 4 is going to fall.
All the time.
Cleveland Farrell made Josh Allen fall. Laramie Tunsil with that bong
Yes,
ripper.
man.
He
Yeah.
fell.
Yep.
Yeah,
Ojolari with the knee injury from high school.
yes, yes.
Xavier
McKinney
McKinney fell.
fell.
Warren Sapp, Randy Moss.
Somebody's going to be there and shock the shit out of everybody. The question is who? Because one team's going to move up. Somebody's going to. The Jets are ahead of us, man. You can say what you want, but the Jets do Jets things. I'm sorry to Jets fans, but damn it, you guys know I'm right. You either trade or something, somehow, some way. But
It's possible.
Wait, we're good. We're gonna get somebody you guys ain't even expecting.
It happens.
Mm-hmm. It happens every year. You're like, how? What the hell?
Right.
And I'll tell you this much, man. Like y'all was saying earlier, let a player like somehow Nakobe Dean fall towards the later second. Towards the later first. We got that 36 pick, man. There's only 4 teams in front of us that could select that kid. You might not even have to move because y'all remember
what's good, Max.
What's good, Max? What's good,
Max? What's good, man?
Hey,
I
think that's smoke. Just
it is smoke.
Yeah, that's smoke. Just somebody that wanted to get their name out on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it 100%. And you know, the Hub had mentioned it to me yesterday, and I didn't even think about this, but I mean, I personally had said, you know, I could see Bradbury in a Bills uniform at some point, but he had mentioned the Patriots, and especially if they lose J.C. Jackson, I mean, that's a player that's familiar with that defensive scheme, which we kind of ran the similar thing with Patrick Graham.
I was thinking the Raiders.
The Raiders wouldn't be bad either. That would be a perfect fit over there, and you know, you got Graham over there too. Shoot, throw Blake Martinez in that conversation if he gets cut. I see him making his way to Las Vegas.
Me too. If they both go where Graham is, to be honest with you, but I think the Patriots will be willing to give up a 3rd round pick for Bradbury.
Shoot,
if they let J.C. Jackson walk.
Let us get 3 3rd round picks, man. You could turn one of them into at least a second, or 2 of them, you know, send that up and get you another 2nd round pick.
Well, it's not going to be on the cheap, Lamar. But
yeah, they're going to want a 1st round pick for him.
Yep.
Yo, Carl, Brian, thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it. First time I've seen you in here.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.
Yes. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to stop in. Wide receiver, that's what we're talking about. 2nd round if somebody falls.
Yep.
We're looking at it like we drafted last year. It's all going to be about value.
Yeah. It's all going to be about value, man.
I
think these guys are going to take best available at the very least the first 2 rounds. And if somebody that was supposed to be in the 2nd drop to the 3rd, don't be surprised if they take them in the 3rd.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely. It's a good point. It's going to be, man, I want the draft to come right now. Pause. But I want it to be here already, you know, and I'm so excited. And Bobby Murphy, you make a great point. I mean, you look with the Cowboys.
Yes.
Only 1st round picks are Tyron Smith and Zach Martin. The rest are 3rd, 5th, and undrafted linemen. I agree with you there, man. I mean, another point to make. You look at the Chiefs. I mean, Creed Humphreys was a late round pick. And I think, honestly, he played way beyond where he was drafted at, you know, for the level of production they got with that guy. So you can get these players later on, man. And if you look at the track record of some of these personnel that we've brought in, especially Shane and the assistant general manager from the Eagles, I'm telling you, man, don't be surprised.
He'd have to set it up.
And I won't complain either. You'll have people complain, but I won't complain either.
CBS has us getting Dalton Schultz and Ryan Jensen in free agency. Well, I think if we can afford Dalton Schultz, I think the Cowboys would keep him because of that contract.
Right.
I don't think that he would want to leave Dallas, considering he knows that offense already and everything. And if he's willing to take, you know, that little bit of money, I think he'd stay in Dallas because we're not going to be able to offer him $10 million a year. Like
at the same time, not to cut you off, Joe, but
at the
same time, they are going to be cutting quite a few players. I can see D-Law getting cut. They're looking to move Amari Cooper.
Yes.
So they might not have the money necessarily to match what Dalton Schultz may want. So they may be thinking what we're thinking and saying, there's some tight ends in here that we could select. They could afford to take a tight end in the second round. Whereas with us, we're kind of looking at either linebacker or guard or whichever talent wise would be there at the second. But they can afford to waste a second round pick on our tight end early.
That's true.
So I don't know. I could see it. I don't think it's likely, but I could see it.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah, I mean, if they get a chance to take like a Trey McBride or somebody in the second round, I can see them, or Jalen Wademeyer.
Yeah,
second round, I can see them doing that.
I'll be right back, fellas.
No problem.
This
Man.
David Bell kid from Purdue fits Brian Dabo. David Bell from Purdue, 6'2", 200
wide
pounds.
receiver?
Yeah, 6'2", 200 pounds. He's actually a better route runner than he gets credit for.
Stud player.
So I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah, I think he's 21, so he's still a really young player, man.
Yeah, he's coming out of college, so I think he's 20. To be honest with you, yeah, Carl, streaming the combine. We are streaming the combine. I'm starting it off Thursday. Joe would do Friday. Lou would do Saturday. I'll double back and do it Sunday, and I think Joe will double back and do it Monday, and then we're streaming the whole combine though.
Yeah, I mean, but again, man, if we could get Jahan Dotson, I mean, his route running, in my opinion, I mean, it's if not the best, it has to be one of the best in this draft class. I think if you compare him with Kadarius Toney and Kenny Galladay on that field, defenses are going to have a lot of problems trying to stop this offense.
Yeah, they are.
Because that boy,
if you could put Toney, Dotson, or whoever the second receiver, if they do get a receiver in the second round with Galladay, a motivated Galladay, and a decent tight end, shit, and Barkley and Jones is healthy with a decent offensive line, we might be able to make some noise.
Exactly. And you know what? I really want to see this offense in a competent, modern style of an offense instead of this early 2000s, 1990s league horrible offense.
I just
that we had
think
with
that
Jason
was just
Garrett.
a bad situation, man. I don't think the coaching staff agreed with each other at all. And I just think everybody was doing their own thing and nobody cared. So,
yeah. I mean, I want to see us extend the field. I want to see, honestly, not Daniel Jones in himself, but this offense kind of do plays on the fly. You kind of see that with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. You see it with teams around the league where, if the quarterback's going outside of the pocket, his receivers will follow him. They'll make plays on the fly. We didn't really see that with this offense, the last 2 years.
I
kind of saw a little bit. But
I just want to see an offense where they trust Daniel Jones. Let him call some plays. Let him change some blocking assignments up front. Let's see if he can do that.
I agree. Who do I want calling plays? I personally,
Kafka.
I'm leaning more towards Kafka just because, if an important decision needs to be made about, whether, let's say it's a third down play on defense, or even a fourth down play, when that important decision needs to be made or a challenge needs to happen, I don't want Dable, looking into, his little menu. I'm so traumatized by Ben McAdoo, but looking into his menu play call book when the offensive coordinator should be doing that, and the head coach is making the important decisions. So I would prefer Kafka, but I think the first year it'll be Brian Dable.
I think so too, to be honest with you. But I do want it to get to the point where Kafka's calling the plays and Brian Dabo's doing more of the management, like the time clock management and everything. He can really focus on that.
Yes, I've heard Shane wants that too.
Yep. Because I think was it Shane that said he didn't want Dable calling plays?
He said he would prefer his offensive coordinator to call the plays. That's what he said.
Gotcha.
He would prefer. It wasn't like he was like, hell no, Daboll will not be calling plays. He said he prefers, but him and Daboll are going to talk about it and they're going to decide exactly what's best for the team. But in his mind, he prefers his coach to be the moderator. He prefers his coach to be able to focus on time clock management, focus on getting his players ready, focusing on the ins and outs of the game, getting people, being able to tell his defensive coordinator what he sees, being able to tell his offensive coordinator what he sees.
Thank you.
And they adjust mid-game. That's what you really want your coach to do, like how Mike Tomlin does it. You don't see Mike Tomlin calling plays or anything like that. Mike Tomlin's he's a leader of men. That's what he does. If he sees something going on, you'll see him walk past his offensive coordinator, whisper something to him. They get a head shake and they get to the iPad and they get it done. That's what I would want my coach to be, a leader of men. I don't want him calling plays and being worried about that shit, having to sit on the sidelines with the quarterback with the iPad and shit. And while the defense is on the field, they're pretty much by themselves right now because your coach has to be paying attention to Daniel Jones and everything. I want my coach to be looking at that defense, and if he feels it needs to be called a timeout, he can call a timeout if he needs to be. Or he can be talking to his defensive coordinator while the defense is on the field. So,
or special teams getting them ready.
Getting the special teams ready. I prefer my coach to be a leader of men.
Exactly. I'm there with you.
I don't want him to be just because he's an offensive-minded coach. I want him calling plays. No, I want you to be a leader of men. I want you to be able to go to a player that you see that's sitting on the sidelines with his head down, and you can go over there real quick and be like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing? Get your head up. We're still in this game."
Right.
That's what Mike Tomlin does. You see him over there with his players. If anybody's getting down or upset, he goes, he talks to them. Everybody's doing their job on the field. That's basically what I'm saying.
Right.
Yep. And that's not a shot at anybody. I just prefer my coach to be a leader of men.
Mm-hmm. Team reacts to a coach. You can see it on the bench. You can see it on the field in their play. You can see it through the work, the week leading up to a game. You can tell whether a guy is that person or not just by the way things progress through a season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not like there's just nothing there to look at. It's just little small nuances that you pick out of an interview, the way he holds himself. Like you look at Judge the first game of the season compared to the last game of the season, you could tell that was a defeated man.
Yep, I agree.
You could tell he was just beat down. Yeah, Joe Judge, yes.
I think Joe Judge can turn out to be a coach like that. You got to remember, this was his first coaching job.
Right.
One of the toughest markets there is to coach in any sport, New York, the New Jersey, New York area.
Right.
The Giants, I mean, that's tough. I think he can turn into that. I don't think he wasn't ready for that. But Brian Daboll, even though he doesn't have coaching experience, he's been around for a long time. And he's been a coordinator for a long time. He's worked on defense and offense.
Yep.
So he knows pretty much both sides of the ball to a certain extent. And like I said, I want my coach to be able to cuss out the referees when he needs to cuss out the referees. Like, Mr. Official, come here. What are you doing? I need him to be able to do that at all times. Like I said, if he sees a player that makes a mistake and he's down on himself, I need him to be able to go over there and talk to his player because it means more than a staff person than when your actual head coach comes over there and tells you, hey, pick your fucking head up. What are you doing?
Right. Yeah, get your head out of your ass.
We got 8 more drives to go. This game's not over. Get your head out of your ass and get your ass on that field and let's perform. It hits different when it's the leader. When it's the ring leader that's telling you to do this, you know it's serious.
Right.
You know, I better get my shit together or I might not be here next week.
When LT or Carson or Reasons or so one of those guys, Marshall, when he told you better get your head out of your ass and make a goddamn play, you better go out there and make a play.
Right, because you don't want to see Lawrence Taylor in the locker room afterwards.
Right, or Bill Parcells.
Right. You don't want to see one of those guys.
You do not want to meet those guys after a game if you piss poor performed.
I agree with y'all there. Y'all boys, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to say, I appreciate y'all having me on. I got a dash, but I'll be live later. I hope y'all can stop through. Chat.
Yes.
Y'all be safe.
What time, my guy? What time?
5 o'clock. I'll be live with the Big Blue Corner with Rodney. So we'll be live.
Okay. All right.
I'll definitely check in with you guys.
I appreciate y'all, boys. Much love. Y'all be safe.
See ya.
All right. Go to Carl's question real quick. I mean, not question, but statement. He says at 2:04 or 3:04 your time.
304. I wanted to get to this one because this is the first
Which
one, but
one?
I think that if they wanted to have we're going to have a game plan at least better than what the hell we had last year.
Right.
All right, we're going to have a game plan of a passing game, a route trees, a semblance of a passing game, running game / football team. So, Garrett, nobody else has been released yet that I've heard. Dabble, we're hoping he can. He agrees. And this is the
There
one.
he goes. He says people got to realize
Realize-
Saquon's still the face of the franchise. Why is he the face of the franchise, though? Explain that to me. Why is he the face of the franchise? Because he brings the excitement. Yeah, I don't think he goes anywhere either. But why is he the face of the franchise?
Right.
Because he brings excitement. You see what I'm saying? Everybody wants to say face of the franchise, the guys that can make a splash play here or there. The man has had 1,600 yards in 3 years, folks. Top running backs in the league get that almost in 1 year. But nobody's talking about that. Everybody talks about Daniel Jones' transgressions, and we've seen him for 3 years. He's a bust. He's trash. He's this. He's that. But Saquon Barkley, very quietly, has been trash also.
Right.
Let's be honest with you. I don't want to. There's no excuse for Daniel Jones, so there shouldn't be any excuse for Saquon Barkley. He's been hurt. Yeah, but that goes into it.
Well, I get it. He puts butts in the seats, Carl, but God damn it, I want to win games. I am tired of putting butts in the seat.
And believe it or not, a lot of those butts have been missing from those seats.
Right.
At least when we had Odell Beckham, the crowd was still there because Odell Beckham was that dude.
Right.
When you first got here. He's not putting butts in seats like Odell Beckham was.
Well, it was the Eli Manning to Odell Beckham Jr. connection is what put butts in seats. That's exactly what it was. Because the fans could see that Eli Manning was just making him into a special player. Even at the end of Eli's career, he was still getting that guy the ball in space. That's that right there is what we all want. We all want that so bad we can taste it.
I wouldn't give a damn if this team was good and we had a bunch of people that we didn't even know. I know one thing, we're the Giants, and I know we're winning. That's all that matters.
Listen, I love Barkley. I love Daniel Jones. I love Roche. I love Ojolari. I love Tony. If we're winning football games and ain't none of those guys on the freaking team, I mean,
So
it's going to exactly. If I'm getting division titles again, if we're running the NFC beast again, we're going to the NFC championship games again, and those guys aren't on the team, man, it's going to suck. I'll be the first to admit it. It's not going to be fun because these are the guys that are here on the team right now that I root for, but I'm tired of rooting for a guy. I want to root for my team, and I want my team to win a goddamn football game with 2 minutes to go and be up by 14 points. We ain't got to worry about them coming back and smoking us.
Right. I mean, if you were a Giants fan when you won a Super Bowl, shit, how many people did you know on those Giants teams, to be honest with you, if you weren't a Giants fan like that? Eli, Brandon Jacobs, maybe Bradshaw, Antonio Pierce. We got him for the cheap because nobody cared about him when he went to free agency.
yeah, he was with a
Strahan.
Strahan was a second-round pick. Yeah.
OC, that's about it.
Yo, JDW.
What's going on, JD? He says, I want my QB to be the face of the franchise. That's the ideal. Because normally when a receiver is afraid of receiver or running back or somebody's the face of your franchise, you normally don't win. I've only seen that happen in one place, and that's the Cowboys. Michael Irvin.
Kimberly, that's loud.
Oh yeah, Victor Cruz. That's right, JDW.
Yeah.
Victor Cruz.
I mean, if you weren't a fan of the New York Football Giants, would you? If I said Kevin Boss, would you even know who the hell that was?
Right.
He made a hell of a catch, but you're like, who the hell are you talking about?
Jake Ballard. Who?
Right. Right.
Who the hell is that?
Oh my God. So who was the fullback that we had for?
Henry
Hynoski, the Rhinoceros. If I said the Rhinoceros, how many other fans would know who the hell that was?
Right. Who?
Yeah. Who? Guy was a damn good blocker.
Yeah, he was.
He was damn good. No more cuts that I've seen yet.
Nah.
It's
early. It's still early.
It is
after the combine. You'll hear more, but these were the obvious cuts. Everybody knew these were coming, so these were the obvious cuts.
You get the QB right, there's room for error. If you don't, then the team has to be built damn near perfect.
True.
Yeah. Coaching is going to interact into some of that also. Seeing when a guy is struggling and making the game plan a little easier. Now I get it that's hard to do. It's easier said than done because the defenses and shit. Reading a defense is probably one of the hardest things to do. But if you could simplify the game plan, I've seen it a lot where, you know, they'll start out because I want the Giants to do this continuously and they never do it. Start with a nice little a screen pass, a wheel route, wide receiver screen, get the quarterback warmed up, get him into the game plan. You know, the defense is showing this. Give them a quick slant. Let them complete 5-6 yard gain. You know, get them in a rhythm. Settle them down. Because, you know, we see guys do that a lot. And sometimes just settling them down can take away that 1% of error margin where they're just a little bit too nervous.
Mm-hmm.
The more I think of it, I think Malik Willis will be a Giant. He'll be a Colt before he's a Giant. By the way, folks, JDW is a Colts fan.
Malik Willis shit, man.
Oh, man. A lot of people, I don't know what it is. Apparently, they didn't watch our video, Pat.
No, man.
We're not the only
quarterback. I'd rather have Kenny Pickett.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Right.
Took a quarterback. Everybody wants that excitement, man. That's. I mean, people are like adrenaline junkies, man.
Yes, they are.
Excitement. He can make a big play. Excitement, man. Well, Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. He didn't make excitement plays all the damn time.
Right.
Joe Montana won't Mr. Excitement all the damn time.
I mean, was Aaron Rodgers really Mr. Excitement all the time?
No, Aaron Rodgers is just very good. He can throw that ball with just of him. But he's not running all over the yard like that all the time. He does make a couple of plays like that, especially earlier in his career. But other than that, shit, he's just sitting in that pocket airing you out.
Right.
We all know Jimmy G is nowhere near Mr. Excitement, and he's made it to the Super Bowl and NFC Championship game.
Right. Right.
Matthew Stafford just won the Super Bowl. He's not Mr. Excitement running all over the field. He just sits in the pocket and airs you out. What's up, Wells?
Wells, what's good? Doug Peterson did that with Foles after. Yes, that's just it. Coaching does help to a certain extent as to your quarterback play. The routes, the schemes, the concepts, getting him to settle down. That's a huge part of it, and you don't see it enough.
Carson Wentz was Mr. Excitement. Now look at him.
Right. That's his ass. Well, you know, But when you look at these exciting quarterbacks, okay, outside of Patrick Mahomes, how many rings do they have?
Shit. One.
That's,
Him.
how many? Because me and Pat had this discussion, man. How many pocket passing quarterbacks have a ring compared to Mr. Big Play Excitement / sells a ticket or two?
Shit, Michael Vick, probably the most exciting quarterback to ever touch the field. Not one ring. Fran Tarkenton, not one ring. Randall Cunningham, not one
Not
ring.
one ring.
Shit. Donovan McNabb, not one ring. RG3 out the league in a couple of years.
Right.
Lamar Jackson, probably the second most exciting quarterback behind Michael Vick, still hasn't got to that championship game yet.
Right.
Jalen Hurts, they're talking about replacing him right now. He's one of the most exciting quarterbacks. I'll give him that. That dude's excitement. He's must watch because you don't know what he's gonna do.
You guys complain that Daniel Jones got hurt, but Lamar Jackson got hurt the last 5 games of the season, and that's why the Ravens didn't make the playoffs. But you don't take that into consideration. You know?
So I mean, I'm trying to think of more exciting quarterbacks. I mean, if you want to say Brett Favre, he got one. If you want to put Brett Favre in that category, I think Brett Favre
was a gunslinger, though. I mean, he did things with his arm.
But
it wasn't his leg.
He did do some shit though. He did do some magical shit at times.
Yeah,
so
did,
just to be fair, let's give him Brett Favre. That's 2.
Okay. Yep. We could split that one.
Yeah, I got to give him Brett Favre. Brett Favre did some magical shit out there.
2 over the last 20 years? 22 years? 2?
Do you want to say Steve Young? If so, that's 3. Steve Young got 1.
Steve Young only really had that one big run, though. That was... at the time...
Yeah, he was a scrambling quarterback. Yeah, so you gotta give him Steve Young.
If you're gonna put Steve Young in there, you better put Jeff Garcia in there. Jeff Garcia sucked.
Yeah, he did.
I'm sorry,
but let's give him Steve Young. That's 3.
All right,
that's 3.
Well, do you put Tony Romo in there?
I mean, yeah, but he didn't win shit either.
Well, then Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott, he hasn't won shit either. He's in there.
Yeah, that's what I said, guys. Y'all want this big play excitement, and I get it, okay? But that's why people loved Odell Beckham, because he could take it to the house at any given moment. The surprise was there, the thrill was there. But you guys remember we were down 3-21, 24-10, and he'd have that big play.
Oh yeah, Russell Wilson. Wilson.
Yes,
I'm sorry, Joe.
Yes.
That's 4. Russell Wilson. That's 4. I forgot about Russ. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. Yeah. Thank you, JDW. I forgot about Russ. 4.
Well, I love our chat.
Right.
Love the guys in here.
And I don't mind being corrected.
Me either.
That is 4. That's 4 over the past, let's say 1990.
Right. Oh my God, 32 years.
4. I can name you 4 quarterbacks who've gotten the ring. Cam Newton, yes, but he didn't win.
He didn't win.
He didn't win.
Right.
So you're making our point.
Right.
You're making our point when you bring these people up. You just made my point a little bit better. I lost 1 and now I gained 1.
Right. We said Rodgers. We've already,
So let's name the quarterback. If you want to put Rodgers in there, okay. I don't think he's
I don't either. Type. He would run for 5 yards and slide.
Yeah, he did less than what Brett Favre did.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm being real lenient with Brett Favre because Brett Favre was a pocket passer too.
Yes.
But I'll give you Mahomes. I'll give you Russ. I'll give you Favre. I'll give you Young. Who else did we say? It was another one.
Yeah, there was another one.
Mahomes, Favre,
Russell Wilson.
Mahomes, Favre, Russ. Mahomes, Favre, Russ. Steve Young. Who was the fifth? It was a fifth one. Oh God, guys, help me! It was a fifth one.
Did we say Wentz or no?
He didn't get it. He didn't win anything. That was Nick Foles' Super Bowl.
Yeah, Nick Foles excited me. Doug Williams won a Super Bowl, but Doug Williams was not a scrambling quarterback.
No, he wasn't. He was a pocket passer.
He was a perfect man. That's what the T-shirts
Just
all
because
were.
just because the man has a certain skin color doesn't mean he can be a pocket passer.
Right. He was a damn good pocket passer. The magic touch, man.
We said Steve Young because that's 94. Because after 90, there was no scrambler because it was all Troy Aikman.
Right.
Steve Young, he got one. Russell Wilson got one. We said Brett Favre. Mahomes. And there was a fifth one. Who was it? Oh, my God.
Oh, Fran Tarkington? No, he lost.
No, he lost every last one of them.
Yeah, he lost them all. I'm just trying to remember names that teams that won a Super Bowl. No, Steve McNair did not win.
Nope. Gannon didn't win either.
No, he lost to the Raiders. Couple of years.
First of all, Slay, Bart Starr was not a scrambler. Joe Namath, you can say, was a little bit.
Yeah.
Glenn Dawson, no. Unitas,
no.
A little bit, but no. Bob Greasy, hell no. Bradshaw, hell no. Kenny Stabler, hell no. Plunkett, hell no.
No.
Montana, no.
No.
Young, I gave you Young.
Why are you just David?
Roethlisberger.
Yeah, man, he was just more strong like ox, harder than hell to take down. That's where he made most of his passes.
But most of his damage was done from the pocket.
Yes. Well, but you're not on the same page what we're talking about, Slay.
Just to be fair, I'll give you Roethlisberger. So that's 5. And I gotta think of that other one that I gave y'all.
Staubach really wasn't that much of a scrambler either.
No, he wasn't.
I remember
but we're talking since 1990. 1990.
90.
The last 32 years. I gave you 5 quarterbacks out of the 32 Super Bowls.
Right.
And Roethlisberger won 2, so that's 6 championships. That's 6 championships out of 32 that you could say scrambling playmaker type quarterbacks. That's
won. 1 out of every 5. 1 out of every 5. 1/5.
Elway. Okay. But when he won it, he wasn't no scrambler, even though he made that little play in the Super Bowl. He wasn't no scrambler when he won it, but okay. 7 champions. Well, 8. 8 championships in 32 years.
Man, Elway, I don't think was. I can't put Elway. Hey Taj, what's good? I can't put Elway in a scrambling because he did. Terrell Davis did so much for him the end of his career, and the freaking guy couldn't hardly run at the end of his career.
Yeah, so let's say the people that I give you, and out of the people I'm being nice. Let's talk about that. The people that I give you, I'll give you Brett Favre, I'll give you Mahomes, I'll give you Steve Young, I'll give you Ben Roethlisberger. Who else was it? And I'll be forgetting because it's not many of them. Steve Young, Brett Favre, Roethlisberger, Mahomes,
Russell Wilson,
Elway, and it was another one.
The point is, though, folks. Hey, JD, thank you. Appreciate you, man. You have a good day. Hope we put a smile on your face or two. That's what we're here for.
Right.
His squad's going to be going live here at 5 o'clock tonight. If you got time, stop on over and check us out. We'll be over there. I appreciate
And
you. I
then
appreciate you swinging by.
Slade coming in with that dumb shit messed my train of thought. Just naming quarterbacks that want to see. We're
Yeah,
talking about scramblers.
Right. Stay with the program,
Silly
son.
ass little dude.
Look, when you want big play, you want excitement, you want that versatility, you want that chance of that being there. Wish for that on defense. Get yourself a defensive stud, an edge rusher.
Right.
How exciting is it to watch TJ Watt go off, Aaron Donald go off? Look at these guys. Those are the guys you want that have that big play potential at any point in time. I do not want my quarterback like that. I want my quarterback, I want him to be on time, on target, and as boring as shit. Just make passes, man. That's all I want you to do. Hand the ball off, make a throw. Hand the ball off, make a throw. I want a touchdown. Give me 7. Give me 7.
And to be honest with you, me and Joel are being nice because we're talking about players like a Michael Vick or Cunningham.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Elway were nowhere near that caliber of player. They did most of their damage from the pocket. They were just able to scramble a tad bit to get a couple of yards if they got in trouble. But we're talking about Mr. Excitement. We're talking about quarterbacks that can run all over the field.
Oh, man, thank you, JD. Appreciate it.
We're talking about quarterbacks that ran all over the field like an RG3 or Michael Vick or Randall Cunningham. Russell Wilson did it early in his career. That's one. Like a Lamar Jackson. Patrick Mahomes could do it a little bit. So we gave you that. That's 2. But just to be fair and honest, Steve Young did most of his damage in the pocket as well.
Yes, left-handed quarterback. Jerry Rice actually had a trainer who was left-handed, practiced throwing the ball deep down the field so he could get used to the reverse spiral on the football so that he could catch passes from Steve Young. True story.
Right. Shout out to Eric Davis in the chat.
Yes, Eric, what's good?
Eric Davis.
But I'm gonna be real with it, Joe. I'm gonna go exactly what the hell we was talking about, and that's what we were talking about. Players like that,
right?
None of those players like that have won shit besides Russell Wilson and Mahomes,
right?
And that's not making them to be bad players or anything. But no. I gotta go with facts. Those are facts. Facts.
It's right there in black and white.
Did not win the MVP of the league until he stayed in the pocket.
Minnesota.
Just being real with you. When he went to Minnesota, he turned into a pocket quarterback and he won the MVP of the league. Yep. But he was an absolute goon out there in Philadelphia. That was the first time people ever seen something like that. But they never won. And they had Reggie White, Seth Joyner. Man, they had everybody on them squads. Eric Allen.
You could make fun of the Bills for going to 4 Super Bowls, but look at Jim Kelly. He was a pocket quarterback. He was beat by 3 other pocket quarterbacks. Phil Simms, Mark Rippon, and Troy Aikman.
Yep. And Bobby Murphy makes a little point right there. You said that's why you hear the knock on running QBs often. Can they win you a Super Bowl? Not many have. I've only named 2, Bobby.
Right.
Mahomes and Russell Wilson.
That's why we're trying to understand this love for Malik Willis. Like, we're not saying the kid's not dynamic. We're not saying he doesn't have a high ceiling. We're not saying he could be damn good in the NFL.
Right.
We're just stating the facts of when you have a running, scrambling, throwing quarterback who likes to run the RPO, they get hurt more, and you're already complaining about Daniel Jones being hurt. Let's not forget, Jalen Hurts was out for a couple of games. Dak Prescott was out for a couple of games. Lamar Jackson was out for a game. You want me to keep going?
Kyler Murray.
Russell Wilson was out for a couple of games. Jimmy Garoppolo was out for a few games. All these starting quarterbacks were out for a few games. But the only one that matters that's injury-prone is Daniel Jones for Giants fans. I just named 7 other quarterbacks that missed 2 or 3, 4 weeks, but the only one that really matters is Daniel Jones. We got to get rid of him because he's injury-prone. Would you get rid of Lamar Jackson if he missed 5 weeks? Because he missed 5 weeks. That's.
I mean, you're just helping out the argument, Slade. Kaepernick, he didn't win. He made it to the Super Bowl, but he didn't win. Guess who he got beat by? He got beat by Joe Flacco.
Right. Who is a what? Pocket quarterback? Okay, yeah, thank you.
It wasn't even that good at the pocket.
Oh my God.
Joe Flacco.
He made his bet off one Super Bowl, man.
Trent freaking Dilfer has almost as many rings as all the scrambler quarterbacks combined. He's one behind. Trent freaking Dilfer. Brad freaking Johnson. Brad freaking Johnson. Hell, Drew Bledsoe made it to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Rex Grossman made it to the Super Bowl.
Rex Grossman made it to the Super Bowl. And he got beat by the greatest pocket passer of all time, just about. Peyton Manning. Freaking Rex Grossman has made it to the Super Bowl. So you can't even use the excuse, hey, they made it to the Super Bowl. Well, shit, Rex Grossman made it to the Super Bowl too.
Bro, average quarterbacks can like.
Kerry freaking Collins made it to the Super Bowl during that span.
Well, average quarterbacks can make it to the Super Bowl and win some too.
Right.
Like, we ain't gonna act like that don't happen.
Hold it down for me, will you, Pat? I gotta help the wife sign into Xbox.
All right. Chris Chandler, yes, he made it to the Super Bowl. Chris freaking Chandler made it to the Super Bowl with the Falcons. When they beat the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Chris freaking Chandler. That was crazy.
Any type of quarterbacks you could have, any of them could go to the Super Bowl.
So, I mean, those are just facts. No way in shape or form am I saying that these quarterbacks are terrible and they're never going to be any good. No, I'm not saying that. They have won, so it has happened. So that does mean it can happen again, but the odds of it happening is just not good. Just going to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'd rather have Mike Kafka calling the plays, but I'm not sure if they're gonna do that though.
The first year, Dabo may take it the first year or maybe the first half of the year, but I eventually Kafka's going to start calling those plays because I believe that's what Shane wants. And like I said, I'd rather have my coach be a leader of men. I want him to be able to put his hands over the whole team at all times.
Yeah, like
not having to be worried about one side of the ball. Right.
Yeah, Jake Delhomme made it to the Super Bowl.
Jake Delhomme made it to the Super Bowl. Right. Jake Delhomme made it to the Super Bowl. The list goes on and on. Jake freaking Delhomme make it to the Super Bowl.
Didn't Matt Hasselbeck made it to the Super Bowl to see?
Yes, Matt Hasselbeck made it to the Super Bowl and lost to Big Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So even some of the dumbest pocket passer quarterbacks have made it to the Super Bowl.
You can have average quarterbacks
and make it to the Super Bowl with good defensive play. As long as they do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it, you're good. Yeah. People going crazy about Saquon Barkley trade. Get killed on Facebook right now.
I mean, hey, but it's good that they're not trying to give him up for a bag of chips or something like the cheap.
Yeah, it's a first round pick. I'm quite sure you won't be too mad if we have 3 first round picks or 2 first round picks next year. If we get one next year for Saquon Barkley, I'm quite sure you won't be too mad at that.
Oh yeah, Rich Gannon.
Yep. Rich Gannon, trash ass, made it to the Super Bowl.
And then he won MVP too with Jerry Rice.
Yep. He won the MVP that year. So I mean, and Rich Gannon, shoot, you want to name another one? Everybody forgets about this guy that played for the Cardinals when they were the Cardinals. I think they were the St. Louis Cardinals at the time. Everybody remembers Jake the Snake Plummer.
Plummer, Jesus Christ.
He was that guy too. He made plays with his feet. Look what happened to him. I'll give you one for the Titans. Two for the Titans. Marcus Mariota and Jake Locker. Remember when they drafted Jake Locker?
Jake Locker.
It was a guy that was in the same draft. That got drafted by the same team years earlier. Vince Young. You don't remember Vince Young?
Mm-hmm.
Played for the Texans.
Played for the Titans.
College. He was a Texas.
Yeah, he played for Texas. Yeah, then he played for the Titans, and then he was on that Eagles dream team. Eagles. Bobby Murphy knows him.
Yeah.
Slay knows it.
He's the one that called it the dream team.
I mean, you can shit. Christian Ponder for the Vikings. Yes.
Oh my God.
You can keep naming them. You can keep naming them. When you're that type of quarterback, you have to be almost elite level of what you do if you're that type of quarterback in order to win. Because if you're not at an elite level like a Lamar Jackson or a Russell Wilson or a Patrick Mahomes, you're not going anywhere. Because Colin Kaepernick after that Super Bowl run, he lost his job.
Yeah. Young jinxed us. Yes, he did.
Shout out to
I'll tell you another one. Cordell Stewart. Slash.
Oh yeah.
He never won anything out there in Pittsburgh. Shit,
he won games.
For Tommy Maddox. He won some games.
He won some games. I don't want to just win games. That's what I'm trying to.
For Tommy Maddox. After Tommy Maddox came from the XFL, they put Maddox in there over him. Because they knew what it was. Yes, he can win us some games, but he'll never get us to the big game.
Well, that's just like, who was that one guy there for the Steelers that took him to the Super Bowl, then went to the Jensen, got blown up? Oh, God, what's his name? Quarterback.
You talking about the guy right before Terry Bradshaw?
No, it was after Bradshaw.
They never made a Super Bowl after Bradshaw before
oh, God, what is his name? Because that was the year Rod Woodson tore his knee up and then made it back to the time for the Super Bowl.
Oh, you're talking about Neil O'Donnell.
Yes, that's it.
Neil O'Donnell.
His trash ass got to the Super Bowl as a pocket passer.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Jim McMahon won a Super Bowl with the 85 Bears team, and he was trash.
Oh my God. He had one good year. That was it. He sucked on the Eagles. He sucked with the Bears.
I can't believe I forgot about Neil O'Donnell. Man, he was trash.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate that. You guys knew exactly who I was talking about.
Freaking Stan Humphries made it to the Super Bowl.
Sean.
What's good, my guy? I haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully things are going well.
Stan freaking Humphries.
Oh, my God. Stan Humphries.
What's going on, JAC?
JAC, first time seeing you. Leonard
Williams actually played well for us last year. I'm sorry.
He did.
He did. Considering the situation that they were in, he actually played well.
I think Leo Williams is going to surprise a lot of people in this Wink Martindale system. Watch, guys. Look, okay, you guys thinking that he might surprise you in this Wink Martindale scheme with what he's going to be asked to do. With if we get some help, or if Ojulari improves, Dexter improves, we get another defensive interior lineman to help. And look, I'm not saying he's worth $20 million a year at all,
but he's still a good player.
Right. He is one of the better defensive linemen in the league.
Yep.
Okay, he's top 5. So that's what you pay a defensive lineman who's top 5 in the league.
And I knew that's what you were basing it off of, sacks.
Right.
Look at the film and what that guy's done. That guy was getting doubled and triple teamed all year. He was one of the main reasons why Ojulari got 10 sacks this year.
Right. He freed those guys up, and that's what he's going to do for Martindale. If you
take away Leonard Williams, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, if you watch our film breakdown, we're going to we'll show you exactly on Pat's channel. We broke down Wink Martindale's defensive schemes and what he likes to do and where we think the guys will fit best. That's all I was going to say, Pat.
You take Leonard Williams away from this team this year, I promise you this defense does a whole lot worse than what they did. That man was playing like an absolute animal, and he was getting doubled and triple teamed constantly.
Well,
he was.
He may not be in your top 5. You may not be in your top 5, but that guy played his heart out last year. He had an elbow injury that he could have turned it in for the rest of the season, still came back and played, even though we weren't shit.
Right. He never gave up.
And that dude still got, 6 or 7 sacks last year? And that man was getting double teamed and triple teamed all year long. Because why? The people that people love so much, Dexter Lawrence, wasn't doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to fear Dexter Lawrence. You had one guy block Dexter Lawrence last year. I'm sorry, people.
Right. That's why
I see the film, man.
Right.
That dude was getting blocked one-on-one consistently last year.
They even tried him on the left edge against the right tackle. He couldn't beat the right tackle one-on-one as a pass rusher. He couldn't.
Then you got sorry-ass Shelton out there getting blown up by one person.
The running back.
What you expect that man? Leonard Williams deserves every damn penny of that $20 million that he's gonna get.
Yeah, and that cap.
And I don't care if that's unpopular too. I don't give a damn. Right is right. Now that man earned his paycheck.
Yeah.
Because man, that dude was going against 2 to 3 people every single play.
Right.
And the times that he did get single coverage, he got in there and he got after the quarterback.
And that's what Wink Martindale's going to ask him to do again, too, is take up them double and triple teams so that Ojulari, Roche, and whoever else we get in this draft is going to be free to get there. They're going to have to get there, though.
Let me tell you this. I don't think that man has been injured his whole career until last year.
Nah, he's never missed a game.
You know why? Because all that pressure that he was taking on that defensive line this whole year, that shit started wearing down on him towards the end of the season. Think about that. You got 2 guards and a center blocking you every play, at least a guard and a center blocking you every play because nobody else out there is giving any effort except for the rookies. Danny Shelton getting blown up off the line easily with one man. Dexter Lawrence. Like I said, everybody loves the guy, but he's getting blocked by one man.
He can't do shit.
Yep.
You got 2 rookies out there that are playing their hearts out, but they're just learning the game. They have to learn. So guess what? We're gonna focus our attention on your ass.
Right.
We're gonna keep kicking your ass and hope that none of these other guys pull off a good game.
Thibodeau's gonna have a little bit of learning to do.
No, but that's why I think that that Leonard Williams, bro, like Leonard Williams, with that cap hit he's got, bro, he deserved every cent of it.
Now I think that's a guy they restructure next year to knock his cap hit down next year, because that man has earned every penny. That dude was taking a beating this year. Look at the games.
He deserved every cent of it.
That's the thing. That's the thing that people do that kind of triggers me a little bit. You watch highlights instead of film. That's what you do. You put stats
and just look at stats.
You put stats over what the person actually does on the field.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel Davis is not tearing it up over there as far as stats wise with the Buffalo Bills, but I bet you what, if you take him off that team, that offense goes down. I bet you it does. Because you know why? Yeah. When you double team Stephon Diggs and them out there, that man destroys whatever sorry ass cornerback that you put on him. He destroys him.
And Bobby Murphy right here with an excellent point, which is why Ndamukong Suh got taken high.
Right.
You can go back through all the guys that were taken high in the first round as a defensive tackle and or offensive tackle, especially left tackle. Left tackles are a premium.
And if you can get those guys for 5 years under 10 million, yes,
right.
5 years for under 20 million, shit.
Right.
You do
Look
it
at
every
the
time.
Jets. Look at the Jets though, because they missed on that. Now they're trying to
probably
trade.
gonna go back.
Yeah, they got to get another one.
And you think that we ain't gonna have to pay Andrew Thomas the farm when his contract comes up?
Man, bro,
like this?
Andrew Thomas, woo, that boy about to get paid.
Yeah.
Once
Tell me he
he's
ain't gonna make
eligible
$22
for
million a year.
Once he's eligible for a contract in his 4th year, man.
Oh.
Like I said, if you want to base everything off rewards and all that crap, go ahead. Because Matthias Kiwanuka never made a Pro Bowl for us either.
Sean, what is good?
What's going on, guys?
Oh,
hey, I'll be right back, Joe.
All right, living the dream, man.
This.
We're living the dream.
JAC, think about this. Matthias Kiwanuka never made a Pro Bowl for us either. And he was one of the important pieces on that team. Fred Robbins never made a Pro Bowl. Dalvin Tomlinson never made a Pro Bowl. And look what happened to the defensive line when he left.
Right.
Think about that.
But friggin' Evan Ingram makes a Pro Bowl?
Evan Ingram makes a damn Pro Bowl. That is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think's going on with everything there? The Giants starting to get rid of some people, Sean?
My bad. I was muted, but according to what you say, Pro Bowls matter. So Evan Ingram's a great tight end. He made it to a Pro Bowl.
That Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely interesting. I mean, obviously, this is that time of year where teams are trying to get the cap situation straight to be active in free agency, and obviously with the Giants having the 2, the 5 and the 7, you got to have that space to to sign those 2 high priced rookies, presuming that you keep both picks.
Yeah, because we're going best player available.
Yeah, but I will say it wouldn't shock me, and I know Sheen's new. It wouldn't shock me if he tries to drop back and pick up some more picks with one of those picks. It would not shock me
either.
I'm expecting that, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'm really expecting that.
Picks.
Yeah, and I know it's sacrilegious to trade with the Eagles. But if the Eagles, get desperate and want to move up into that top 10, and they're willing to move off of, one of those, picks in the late, 2 of those picks in the late teens to do it, I'd be taking advantage of that if I were Sheen.
It depends on who's on the board.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is obviously, I think you're talking about possibly needing to draft 2 offensive linemen. So,
yes,
if Keon Green, for example, from Texas A&M kind of falls down into that 15 to 20 range.
Yes.
Which I think is a good possibility. Not sure where Lindenbaum, I'm not sure where he's going to go. I've seen him mocked as high as 6.
He's not going to be top 10.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knows the value of a center, particularly when you got, a precarious quarterback situation. So,
yes.
I think it will depend, to your point, who's on the board, but it just would not shock me. The Giants' biggest thing is add talent, top to bottom. Just add talent. Don't worry about position. Add talent.
Yeah, I agree, because I think that's why we're all waiting for this combine to kick off tomorrow at 4:00.
Yeah,
because look. What we're thinking right now with the draft board could completely change.
Yeah.
These linebackers could shoot up the board. All right. There's another center that can come up there and compete. I've already seen the cornerback from Clemson bump Stingley down to 10.
Yeah, which is crazy to me.
Right.
But yeah, that's another conversation. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's certainly obviously there's a if you're a team again, the Giants, the Jets in particular, because both teams have 2 picks in the top 10. I think they're in the best position of any team in the draft.
Yes.
And again, if you're if you're a team and the Giants pick at 7 and you're saying, hey, listen, we got to get one of these quarterbacks ahead of Denver if we're trying to get Kenny Pickett because we think Denver or somebody else is going to take a Kenny Pickett and we want to jump up, the Giants can get a haul for that 7 pick.
Carolina,
Carolina, they don't know what they're doing. They don't
right.
Oh, I didn't realize the Bills were picking 25th. The last time they picked 25th, they took Willis McGahee.
Yeah.
Nah, but but I heard that they was talking about that that Carolina may take an offensive lineman even if it's a reach. So
yeah, but that could be a smokescreen.
Yeah,
I don't want you to know I'm going after Pickett.
Yeah, it could be. And also, they may feel like they're going to squeeze that one last year out of Sam Darnold for whatever reason. Besides the fact he's guaranteed $19 million next year. So, who knows? Yeah. So, but I was kind of, I'm not saying surprised. I know Rudolph, obviously, from a cap number perspective, probably had to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Dable didn't feature the tight end a lot in Buffalo, even though, Knox had a pretty decent year. They don't feature the tight end. So I wonder, what they're going to do with that position now.
Well, I mean, they did use it, but if you look at Kansas City with Kafka, who's the OC, Kansas City used Kelsey quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I have to almost wonder, if they're looking at a guy who has to be able to catch and block, which Ingram can't catch and can't block, so he's gone. Right. But I do like it that they're already looking at these tight ends. Yeah. And these tight ends aren't scheduled to move off the board until the 3rd round.
Yeah, I think the only one that could sneak into the 2nd round is Windemeyer.
Yes.
Texas A&M.
Yes.
Wademeyer, the tight end.
Yeah. Who's again, I think he can be a Pro Bowl caliber tight end in the right situation. I know some people are really high on like Billingsley, and I'm not high on Billingsley at all. I think he's soft from Alabama, but I like Isaiah Likely from Coastal Carolina. I like him a lot as kind of a day 2, maybe day 3 guy.
Kolar, yes.
Yeah, Kolar, yep. From Nevada, yep. So
there's about 10 of them. We're gonna have our pick.
Yeah.
McBride, you got Jeremy Rucker.
Yeah. But also, I know a lot of people aren't talking about it, but this is a pretty good free agent class with tight ends in terms of guys. Nobody's expecting, someone to break the bank at the tight end position, but guys you can get on pretty decent deals that can come in and be your number 1 tight ends. Njoku and OJ Howard and Dalton Schultz and, guys like that, I think are going to be, really coveted without costing a lot of money.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, we ain't franchise tagging him. that man's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I think Ingram's gone unless he comes back on a really cheap deal. He's probably gone.
On a cheap deal, yeah, I would see. Yeah, I could see like him being back on a cheap deal, but it's like plenty of tight ends that you can get that you can replace him.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I think it's just a matter of schematically what Dable and Kafka want.
Okay, I'm back. That it is, but they're offering Njoku. The Browns are offering him $10 million a year. I don't see us offering a tight end that kind of money.
Yeah, obviously, I mean the Browns are offering him that, even though they've already paid Austin Hooper. I can't see them investing that much in the tight end position. It just seems a little redundant. And because they got Harrison Bryant, who they like too, as their third tight end, who's a starting caliber tight end in the NFL. So
right. Hey, T. Maj, what's good? Big fridge, man. Glad you could make it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Bobby, you're just funny. Ha 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 ha.
Talking about franchise tag. Yeah, right.
Oh. There's so much value at every position in this draft. I can't tell you the last time I've seen a draft like this.
It's been a while. That, you could, this is probably easily, I'm saying outside of the quarterback position, 8 or 9 guys at each position.
Yes.
Who can play 10 years in the NFL.
Yes.
And they may not all become Pro Bowlers, which that's not what you're always trying to draft. You're trying to draft guys that can play for you
right
into their second contract.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. I mean, even the running backs, the tight ends, the linebackers, the corners, the only thing this draft is missing is just those 2 quarterbacks fighting for 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's always the fun part of the draft is when you've got somebody like Lawrence and whoever going at it, for 1 or 2, or when Burrow was coming out, or there's always been those 2 guys. Well, next year we're going to have that though with what, Young and Stroud?
Yeah, I would think so.
But then again, it was supposed to be what's the kid's name there from Oklahoma that went to the Gamecocks?
Rattler, Spencer Rattler.
Yeah,
he was atrocious.
Yeah,
Garbage.
So
He's trash.
He's going to try to resurrect his career, but you know what? He ain't going to do it in 1 year there.
Yeah, I don't see 1 year putting him back in the first round conversation.
He'd be like a second, third rounder.
If that, I think at 4th.
Yeah, if that.
He might have ruined his career like completely.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at what the previous Oklahoma quarterbacks did at Oklahoma under Lincoln Riley.
Yes.
And he couldn't succeed. That's a red flag for, I think, a lot of teams. So.
I mean, even Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma looked a little bit better than he did at Alabama.
Yeah. I mean,
That bench for Tua.
I mean, Baker looked better at Oklahoma than he did at Texas Tech. So,
Manziel.
I mean, it's just like, these guys, go to Oklahoma to boost their draft stock.
Yes.
Rather couldn't do that.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
So, unfortunately, I think he's going to go down the Manziel route. Unfortunately, I think he's going to have to stay at North Carolina for 2 years, and he's really going to have to. He's going to need 2 years at least to resurrect. I hope he doesn't come out next year because he ain't going to go. I just don't think if I'm a team, I would take a chance on him.
Yeah, I'd take a late chance on him and hope that he becomes, a Tony Romo type that.
Okay.
Outplays his draft stock at some point, but
right.
Yeah, but yeah. You got? Is there any quarterbacks in this draft you think nobody's talking about that you think should be?
Mike, you have a good night, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Desmond Ridder or Sam Howell?
The quarterback, Brock Purdy from Iowa State.
I got to do some more film study on him.
See?
Yeah, I got to do
That's why I would love a job in scouting. I go deeper too.
Yeah, I like Bailey Zapp. Nobody's talking about Bailey Zapp.
Bailey Zapp, right?
Bailey Zapp arm strength is trash.
Yeah, but you put you put him in a West Coast system where you're not depending on his arm strength. I think he can be really effective.
Like a team like the 49ers who don't
exactly
like that, or somebody. Nah, I couldn't even say the Titans because you gotta have a little bit of arm strength with the Titans because they throw it deep too. But
they throw.
I can see him with the Titans. If Derrick Henry goes off, you can do good with the Titans. Yeah, I'll give him that. Hell no, man. That dude, man. I think me and him might be on par with arm strength. That dude's arm strength is terrible. I thought it was bad, but when I see him throw live, I was like, "Oh yeah."
Man, what? What about Carson
Hey.
Strong? Oh my goodness,
I wouldn't touch him.
hell,
I wouldn't
I
touch him either. But he's one of the quarterbacks that's being hyped up, bro.
Yeah, those knees scare me.
somebody picked this dude up in the first round. I would laugh my ass off.
Do you want Carson Strong?
Yeah, like he's a career backup, man.
Yep, I agree, Bobby. It's easier to maneuver when you got that draft capital.
Yeah.
I think Carson Strong, man, when you talk about have to be in a perfect situation, he has to be in a pocket where nobody's getting to him at all. That dude can't move.
Yeah.
You know who he reminds me of? Who was that tall ass quarterback? The Broncos. Osweiler.
Osweiler.
Yeah. He reminds me of him a little bit.
The freaking guy was almost 7 foot tall.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I don't know. I hope the Eagles draft him. Sorry. I hope the Eagles draft him.
Oh.
Well, I would love to go against Carson Strong two times a year.
Yeah. Noodle arm.
I mean, he don't have a noodle arm. He got a decent arm, but it's just something about him I just don't like, man. And I know that he can be had. I'm just gonna be real with you. He can be had, man.
I gotta do some. I haven't looked at any of the quarterbacks, to be God's honest, truthful with you. I got no freaking clue. Yeah. I've like ignored them.
Yeah.
I know they're gonna go in the top 10, but I just don't see us taking one, so I've ignored all of them.
Only one I can see that could turn out to do very well and to be a top 10 quarterback, and that's if the coach and them coach him up pretty good is Kenny Pickett.
Right.
That's the only one I can see.
He reminds me of Josh Allen. Yes.
A tad bit. Except
yes.
Allen is a little bit more talented than what
he is, but they got the same big arm. They got that fastball. They can zip that sumbitch in there real quick. You know,
Allen arm is better than Pickett's. I'll say that now.
I think they're the same.
It's better than Pickett's arm, man. Josh Allen has a cannon. When you say a cannon of arm, Allen has a cannon.
Yeah, Pickett. He reminds me of Matt Hasselbeck. I'm not like I think he can be a decent guy, but I don't think he changes your franchise.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? He's that guy that if you got a good franchise around him,
like the Steelers.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, everybody,
you're getting called out, Pat.
Hey, but at least they didn't have them mocking them to you. They had us getting Carson Strong and some other clown at 7. Like, the running back from Michigan State. Yeah. Somebody had a mock drive out there. They took Carson Strong.
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah. They had us taking Kenneth Walker at number 7 and Carson Strong at number 5. I said, what in the hell?
I mean, so you guys think Saquon is a goner?
No, I don't believe so. I don't think anybody gives us a first round pick for him, but if they do,
then
I think he's a goner.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if somebody traded a first round pick.
If somebody trades up a first rounder for Saquon, woo, man, I'd be stacked.
Hey, look at the Bills, man. They might.
Bills, Chiefs, or Ravens. They might. Somebody of that caliber.
The
49ers. Somebody of that caliber. They might. Especially the 49ers get an extra first. If the 49ers get a first for Jimmy G, and we'd be like, hey, look, that I think they got the 28th or the 29th pick.
Well, they don't have a first round pick this year or next year.
Oh, they don't, do they?
No.
Okay, well, no, I'll take the 49ers out then. Because you're not going to take a first round in 2024. 2 years away.
I'd just be shocked if a team did it, knowing that he's on his 5th year option, knowing you got to pay him a crap ton of money.
If he does have a good year.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, if he puts up a good year.
I'd be shocked.
Franchise tag him and trade him.
Franchise
It is a business. It's a business, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Then the team that trades for him might be
I
able to
can
get
see
him
the
for a
Bills
contract.
doing it though. I can really
Yeah.
see the Bills doing it.
The Bills' problem isn't running back. The Bills' problem is they don't like to run the football.
They don't want to
runs the ball well. When he gets the ball, they don't like to run the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that they can't. It's not. It's just that they don't want to.
They don't want to.
Shit, you want to if you got Saquon Barkley back there,
right?
With all those weapons.
You're gonna have to with Saquon.
But gentlemen, I've been live for 2 hours. We got Hit Squad Productions. It's going to be live here in 50 minutes. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Join us over there. We'll be live at 5 o'clock with some more NFL talk. Give you all a break for an hour. Get something to eat. Go to the bathroom. Stretch your legs. Do whatever it is you got to do. I want to thank my panel here, Sean and Taj and Pat and Hit Squad when he jumped on earlier. Appreciate you. Everybody in the chat with the comments. I love it. We've had some really, really fun conversations today. This one a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. Gentlemen, any final thoughts before we wrap this up here?
Yeah, I'm actually seeing Malik Willis at the Senior Bowl right now.
Right, me too.
I turned that off because I watched it already.
Yeah.
But again, thank you guys. I do appreciate it. Like I said, make sure y'all come on over and join us on Hit Squad's channel here in about an hour. We'll be talking more Giants football, the draft, and the combine. So until then, folks, hope I made your day a little easier. Hope put a smile on your face, and we hope to see you later. Until next time.
All right.
Take care, guys.